Hi there. Now, in this two-part series, I'm going to talk about when is a good time to take the SAT and also what are the benefits for a student. In the first part of this series, I did talk about what is the best time if you're an applicant from India targeting a university abroad. What is a good time to take the SATs? But that still leaves a very, very important question unanswered, which is why is it important to take the SAT? What are the benefits for me? Well, let's first talk about who must take the SAT, right? Now, the SAT is an exam that must be typically considered by a student who's looking to study an undergraduate degree abroad. Now, when it comes to studying abroad, most students after school prefer to go to the US. And well, it's quite understandable because it's a country that has the most opportunities. But increasingly, there are a whole host of destinations worldwide where students are going to pursue their undergraduate degrees, and these locations are all across the world, maybe in Southeast Asia, Singapore, Canada, Australia, even United Kingdom, right? And so the question that you want to ask yourself is, across these destinations, what is the standardized test that works for me? Number two, it's also important to keep in mind that after the COVID pandemic broke out, most universities abroad have started to make SAT as an optional criteria, right? Now, which means that a lot of universities will not really ask you to submit an SAT score, right? So does that mean that I don't require the SAT? Well, that's a question that needs answering. Well, the second reason why you should consider taking an SAT, taking the SAT, is actually to strengthen your profile. Right now, what that means is that even if SAT is an optional criteria for admissions, you must still consider taking the SAT exam purely because, well, if you feel that given the applicant pool, your application is not going to be strong enough, either your GPA or your percentages in school are not up to the mark, and you believe others have probably done better than you, then SAT can come to your aid. It can actually help you offset this, so to say, disadvantage on your profile, right? A good SAT score can actually overcome many aspects of your application, and it can really indicate to the university, to the college that you're applying to, that, hey, here's the smart chap, here's a smart student, somebody who's committed, and somebody who has critical thinking abilities. And finally, it's also important that if you're choosing to study abroad, then you need to start planning early, right? Which means that you need to spend time early in grade 11, right? Probably the summer months, maybe a little later, but definitely early half of your grade 11 should be spent in researching about destinations, about universities, about specific colleges and departments within those universities, and also about the admission requirements for the program that you wish to study, right? Now, this research will actually make it clear to you which of your target universities actually require an SAT and which others have made it optional. And in fact, some universities might actually say it's not required, right? In which case, you can actually rest assured the SAT is not going to make any difference at all, right? But only research will tell you, of all the universities, of all the colleges that you're targeting, how many actually will get influenced by an SAT score. Well, talking about the SAT exam itself, SAT is a very versatile exam. It's one that is considered by universities and colleges across the globe. I'm talking about the US, UK, Canada, Australia, even Malaysia and Singapore, right? So plenty of destinations that are very, very popular for undergraduate programs, and all of these consider the SAT score, right? So it's extremely versatile. Even if some schools in the US do not require an SAT score, and you are applying to other locations across the globe, the chances are that a good SAT score might still influence your chances. The second reason why SAT is actually an exam you should consider is that it is very, very flexible, right? Which means that it offers you 7 chances in the year when you can actually take the exam, right? Now, I know 7 is not a great deal is not too many. But having said that, it's much better than most competitive exams back in India, which are conducted one time a year, right? Now, 7 times a year and the option to take it an unlimited number of times means that an SAT is not going to be subject to the vagaries of you having a bad day, or being under pressure or being nervous and not performing to your potential. If you feel that you can do better, the SAT gives you the chance to prove yourself, right? So it's very, very flexible, and it allows you to actually showcase your potential. The third reason why the SAT is actually a very, very important exam for you, and why it's actually beneficial for you, is that if you're applying to some of the top ranked universities, right, whether it's in the US, Singapore, Australia, or Canada, then and remember that these application processes are going to be extremely competitive, with students from across the globe and having come from varied academic backgrounds. It's going to be an extremely tall order for you to influence and create a strong impact on admission committees, right? Irrespective of the rest of your profile, a strong SAT score can really go and strengthen your profile a great deal, right? It can actually add another feather in your cap, in a manner of speaking. And I did talk about one advantage of the SAT, which is that it can also offset potential weaknesses in your profile, maybe a low GPA, maybe the lack of extracurricular activities, or so on and so forth, right? So any weaknesses that you see on your profile, well, you can't really do much about it if you're already in the middle of grade 11. But what you can do is take an SAT exam and score really, really high on the test, because that way admission committees are going to be forced to sit up and take notice of your application, right? And finally, SAT can also be a really big determiner of whether you get that coveted scholarship or not. Now, most scholarships don't explicitly say that an SAT score is required. However, most of these grants look for meritorious candidates, and a very high, a very good SAT score can really improve your chances of getting that, of winning that scholarship, right? So those are the many reasons why SAT is actually a great idea. It's very beneficial for you, and even if some universities you're applying to make it optional, you still should consider taking the SAT, right? And last but not the least, I'm going to leave this word out there. I did cover this in the previous video, but right in the month of the summer months of grade 11 is the best time to take the SAT. This means that you actually have enough time to retake the test, maybe later in grade 11 or maybe even early in grade 12, and also gives you enough and more time to build your profile, and write your application essays, right? So start planning early, and take the SAT exam a little more seriously. Well, I'm also going to quickly tell you a little more about the services that we can offer. Now, Mentors Capital is a platform that prides itself on a vast network of mentors. These are people who walk the exact same path that you intend to walk, and their experiences can really make your life a whole lot more convenient and impactful. Now, based on the experience of these mentors, we can actually help you with all the stages of your admission journey, which means if you're early in grade 11 and you're looking to shortlist schools, shortlist colleges and destinations, or even prepare for the SAT exam, then don't worry. One of our admission experts can handhold you through the entire process, and also find out your weaknesses in the standardized test, and create an action plan for you to improve them. The second aspect that we pride ourselves on is the ability to create impactful applications. Now, our processes are extremely personalized, which means that we rely on deep, soul-stirring conversations with you, and these conversations, these engagements will actually throw up ideas on what is the best narrative to present in the application essay, something which is personal, and also highlights the most important achievements in your limited academic career, academic and professional career. Last but not least, we can also help you craft impactful letters of recommendation. and also tackle any assessments that you might face along the way. These could be in the form of video assessments, or well, most universities don't really conduct admission interviews, but indeed, if that comes up for a college or two, rest assured we've got your back. All right. Well, that's it from my end. Do give me a shout. The link to contact us is given right in the description. You may post your queries, or you may simply ask us to call you back. If you like this video, do give me a thumbs up. Do share it with your circle of friends. And until we meet in the next video, thank you. Have a great day and wish you all the very best.